will the Guardians of the Galaxy game get a sequel? Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is a video game developed by Eidos-Montréal and published by Square Enix's European subsidiary. It is a single-player, narrative-driven, action-adventure game released worldwide in October 26, 2021. Taking place in a separate continuity from Marvel's Spider-Man series and Marvel's Avengers, the game follows Peter Quill and his newly formed band of outlaws who are set to save the universe in a fresh but faithful take on the Guardians of the Galaxy, inspired by both comics and films. Somehow, they set off a chain of catastrophic events, leading to a wild ride through mind-blowing worlds inhabited by iconic and original Marvel characters. The first Guardians of the Galaxy was a great success. Marvel has stepped up its video game development team over the years, with releases such as this and Spider-Man being not only great homages to their respective source material but great games overall. The first Guardians of the Galaxy game was released in 2021, only months after its initial reveal. Despite such a short time between the reveal and release, the game performed relatively well, aside from a few minor issues that were quickly patched. The game has yet to receive any kind of DLC, with no plans of any DLC arriving anytime soon, either. Executive Narrative Direction, Mary DeMarle stated. There isn't going to be any DLC for this game. That's because, for us, it's very important that on day one, when players get this game, they can have access to everything there is about this game and experience it. Right off the bat, they can get all of the costumes or outfits that are available, and they can find all the abilities as they progress through the game. It's all there. Gameplay. In Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, the player assumes control of Peter Quill / Star-Lord from a third-person perspective to interact with the environment. During exploration or by choosing dialogue paths, he may unlock entries in the Galactic Compendium, or find Guardian collectibles and different outfits for the team. He is also equipped with element guns, jet boots, and a visor. All three are used in and outside of combat, and can be improved via perks. Story progression occurs by completing chapter objectives, and is recorded via Peter's journal. Development. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy was developed by the Eidos-Montréal team that previously worked on Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, and is powered by the Dawn engine. At the beginning of development, Jean-François Dugas's team discussed multiplayer or co-op, but they believed that Guardians of the Galaxy is all about colorful personalities clashing with each other, and sometimes getting along, and that their idea was that the player be surrounded by those characters. Although the rest of the team, Groot, Rocket, Drax, and Gamora, are all computer-controlled, the player can issue commands to them via the Guardians mode menu. They can help Peter progress through an area using their unique skills, or defeat enemies with their special abilities, which can be unlocked by spending ability points, obtained from defeating enemies. They may be incapacitated during battle, requiring that Peter assist them so as to continue fighting. In battle, enemies drop pickups for the player to replenish Peter's health and elemental ammo. Additionally, there are two gauges that players can make use of. One is the momentum gauge, which triggers a call-to-action attack to cripple an enemy. The other is the huddle gauge, which triggers a sequence in which Peter must motivate the team, with a licensed song playing afterwards, providing a damage boost. Attacks deals either standard damage, which depletes enemies' health, or stagger damage, which fills their stagger bar to leave them inactive for some time. Players can capture screenshots via photo mode. According to Mary DeMarle, it became clear very quickly that players needed to play as Star-Lord because he's the heart of that team, he's the human part of that team, which we can identify with. As such, he is at the heart of every social interaction that they have, including boosting the team's morale in order to win things in a better way, by dealing with the characters themselves. However, he is the so-called leader, allowing the other Guardians to be characters on their own, make their own decisions, have their own reactions, wanting to portray the shaky kind of teamwork that most people know in real life. Drawing from the Deus Ex games, they wanted to engage players in the storytelling, letting them make decisions that will have an impact on them, and they will have to discover different outcomes or adapt to certain situations. Furthermore, the music is infused in the DNA of the game, with the Guardians being pretty much a rock and roll band. Regarding licensed music, fun was the main factor when choosing songs that were popular in the 80s.